just in the gym. Happened to bump into somebody you might know. We back.
I got it. You know what time it is.
You know what's coming.
Have you heard from Tyson Fury's people yet about a possible fight with AJ, even a phone call or a text?
No. And that's on. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've spoken about the hope of the fight, the possibility of a fight, but we've never had a conversation about dates or terms or anything like that. And you know what? And to be honest with you, when they get to that size, like the fighters, it's probably like a DM from Tyson Fury to AJ to say, do you want to do it? You know, I think that they're big enough. Like, I don't think it's going to be me reaching out to Frank Warren or Spencer Brown saying, "Come on, guys, you know, try and convince Tyson Fury." He's his own man. He's always
that's a good point.
Decisions, and I think it's more like him just going one day, just sitting on the sofa, you know, just taking the rubbish out of the dogs for a walk, and thought, "Do you know what? We need to give the British public what they've always wanted and make the biggest fight ever."
I think it's not retired. Типа завязал retired. Yeah, it's not retired. I think Tyson continue training, continue boxing because it's a great man. Yes, Tyson Fury a lot of speak, blah 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 blah. But it's great man. Wow.
In a twist that has sent shockwaves across the boxing world, former heavyweight champion Tyson Fury has hinted he may not stay retired for long, and he has his sights set on whoever emerges victorious in the upcoming undisputed clash between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois.
If Tyson Fury's watching this and he's wanting to come out of retirement, what would you say to him? Do you think he should box on, Tyson Fury?
If Tyson Fury back in career, maybe we organization one more fight.
You want to? Would you have a trilogy with us?
No problem.
No problem.
I ready.
Would you have that at Wembley Stadium as well?
Wembley. Do you have more?
We have Manchester. You can maybe go Manchester, Red Old Trafford for Tyson Fury.
Yes.
Dubois, fresh off a career-best run, has already made his intentions clear: beat Usyk, claim all 4 belts, and then welcome the Gypsy King back into the ring. That ambition might sound lofty, but Dubois is no longer the uncertain challenger who faltered under pressure. Now 27 and the reigning IBF heavyweight champion, Dubois is in the form of his life, and he's convinced that not only is a win over Usyk possible, but that it's his moment to become the first undisputed British heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis.
Just because of this run that you've been on, you know, been so busy. Frank Warren told us, you know, probably the most informed and busiest heavyweight in the whole division.
I'm glad I am, because it's prepared me for this, for getting back in there, and you know, becoming a new man. And what I've been through is just toughened me up. And now that I'm here, I'm really gonna shake up the world again with another big performance, another huge bloodbath performance. I want it to be a war, so that's my mindset.
The stage is set for July 19th at Wembley Stadium, where all 4 major heavyweight titles will be on the line for the first time on British soil. Usyk holds the WBA, WBC, and WBO belts, while Dubois carries the IBF strap, a title he inherited after Usyk vacated it last year to prioritize a rematch with Fury. That rematch ended with Usyk retaining his unified status and etching his name further into history as a 2-division undisputed champion.
Do you think that shot was low, or do you think he milked it? I'll give you a clue. Frank Warren's already said he'd never been more sure of anything in the world, that it was a legitimate shot, and that Alexander Usyk was looking for a way out. They're his words, not mine. What do you say?
I believe that's the truth. I was there. I landed a shot. It was on the button, but you know, he milked it. The crowd, and you know, just the political environment that was going on at the time. It wasn't just a fight. It was bigger than that. So. And other things that happen in the background of that. So here we are, another chance to correct history and clear out the controversy.
But this isn't just a rematch, it's a grudge match. Their first encounter in August 2023 in Wrocław, Poland ended in bitter controversy. In the 5th round, Dubois landed a body shot that many believed should have counted as a knockdown. Instead, the referee ruled it a low blow, giving Usyk nearly 4 minutes to recover. The Ukrainian came back strong, dropping Dubois twice before finishing him in the 9th.
You still try to tell us that 2 years ago in Poland, you beat Alexander Usyk?
It was about that, you know. It was, in my opinion, that was a proper body shot. I mean, you know, I could go over it and over it, but it was a body shot that landed, and and now I have a chance to clear up the controversy, you know, just wipe the slate clean. You know, I've come back, you guys have seen I've come back a new man, a different man, a new fighter, and I'm just excited to show that I'm on the rise.
Alexander, do you still insist it was a low blow? You had 4 minutes to recover.
Listen, first fight, it was in the past. Now, I live in now, present. I show you one picture. If maybe it's not clean, was clean punch. Just a moment, please.
Alexander is looking for a picture in his phone. Simon Jordan is looking over Alexander's shoulder, looking for that same picture.
How do you think?
Well, you're going to tell us that this was not a low blow.
That wasn't the same punch.
All right, that's a punch, isn't it?
Yeah, that wasn't the same punch.
It's one punch. One is.
To this day, Dubois and his team insist the punch was legal. During their heated press conference to announce the rematch, Dubois' trainer Don Charles erupted, accusing Usyk of faking the injury and cheating to win. The atmosphere was electric, with both teams trading verbal jabs. Usyk's camp even brought in large still images from the fight to defend the referee's decision, images that Usyk mockingly offered for Dubois to autograph. While Usyk took the mockery in stride, Charles was visibly furious, branding the Ukrainian a con artist and questioning his character.
Right, you know, Usyk, me personally as a boxing coach, I have a lot of respect for you as a fighter. What you've achieved is remarkable. Yeah, so, but it disappoints me that you can actually stoop as low as bringing those types of photographs I'm looking at. Why don't you print one of those prints as the actual shot that had you trembling? The acting you did that night, you've heard of the Oscars, right? The Emmys. You should be given an Oscar for the performance. You conned the referee, you conned us, you conned the boxing world. I've always maintained that, and I'll still maintain it.
Despite the fireworks, both fighters are dialed in. Usyk, now 38, shows no signs of slowing down. He's undefeated and coming off back-to-back victories over Tyson Fury. His calm demeanor, unmatched ring IQ, and footwork have made him a nightmare for heavyweights, especially those who rely on pressure and power.
Look, Alexander showed what he's capable to do. I guarantee you, if he would see referee start counting, he would be on his feet. Don't call my man a cheater, because he didn't cheat. He had opportunity to rest, and he rested.
Okay, there's no way he would have made the count. If you go back to what Ignis just alluded to, every time Daniel attempted to hit his body, he stopped and pointed to his body. He basically conditioned the referee prior to the actual punch that landed in the 5th round. He conditioned the referee. Referee's only a human being. He panicked.
You said one very, very right thing here, all of this conversation. This is your opinion.
Correct. Right, I'm entitled to it.
However, Dubois has transformed since their first fight. Once labeled mentally fragile after failing to beat the Count in Poland, he has strung together a series of impressive wins that have silenced critics. After stopping Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgovic, he scored the most significant win of his career, knocking out Anthony Joshua at Wembley. That single moment changed everything. It wasn't just a win, it was a rebirth. He now enters the rematch with renewed purpose, saying he's a totally different fighter from the one who faced Usyk nearly 2 years ago. He's not just stronger physically, he insists he's stronger mentally, more tactical, and more focused than ever before. The London-born fighter is now training daily with a view of the Wembley arches, using the site to fuel his preparation and visualize victory. He calls it motivation, not superstition. To him, it's a symbol of unfinished business.
Does he have to knock Usyk out to win this fight? And is he walking in against the same Usyk, given the fact that Usyk's been in 2 battles with Tyson Fury?
Yeah, you're not going to win a boxing match against Usyk.
It's got to knock him out.
I think let's all agree on that.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing when we went to Poland. We're not going to outbox Usyk and win on points. The same thing applies to this this fight, upcoming fight. yeah, by any means necessary. But if it happens to go points, Usyk won't be in a good state we will win. But the game plan is to go there, seek and destroy. Always is. And we will be victorious on the 19th of July.
What to Alexander Usyk, what nobody's done before?
I think I can do even better than that. That's my mindset. I think I can do even better than that. And what that looks like is scary, and I really want to do it and show the world I'm the real king. And yeah, here we go.
You've got a few months now. It's my last question, but you walk up at the farm gym in Elstree and you see Wembley every single day. For every single day now until July 19th, you're going to be looking at that when you park your car and thinking, back to business under the arch in time to become undisputed.
I'm going to be dreaming about that, looking at the Wembley arches, and yeah, this is where history has to take place.
And it's not just his team who believe in him now. Fellow heavyweight David Allen, who has sparred both fighters, recently made waves with a surprising prediction. While Allen personally wants Usyk to win and deeply respects the Ukrainian's skills and character, he believes Dubois has what it takes to pull off the win. Allen, who once suffered a concussion sparring with Usyk, still sees the Ukrainian as a genius in the ring, but he thinks Dubois has grown too powerful, too smart, and too hungry to be denied.
I don't really want to say that. I wanted him to pack in. I just thought, what is there left to do for this man? He's done it all. There's nothing left for him to do. And nearing 40 as a small heavyweight, because he's not a big fella, you know, he hit me on the chin and had me going, and he's outstanding, but he isn't a big bloke. He's not a massive man. You know, I'm 6'3", 6'4", but I'm like 20 stone. Like, I'm walking around at 21 stone. He's not a big man. He's quite slim. So I just think it's going to be hard for him. I at this early stage, I want to go for Dubois. I think Dubois will beat him. I thought Fury beat him both times, Usyk, and I was wrong, purely because I'd sparred Tyson a lot, and I thought Tyson was pretty much unbeatable, really, from sparring him, from being around him all that time. But Usyk, I thought, beat him fair and square twice. So I just think at his age now, I just think Dubois on that trajectory, getting better all the time, bigger, stronger, getting bigger and stronger, more confident probably.
Carl Froch echoed similar thoughts. Froch acknowledged that Usyk is the clear favorite, but added that Dubois is young, fresh, and peaking at just the right time. In Froch's words, Dubois is now a different machine, having flattened Anthony Joshua and proven he belongs at the top. He believes Usyk's age and wear and tear might open the door for an upset.
But this is the rematch, and Dubois is a different animal. He's a better fighter now. He's had some great wins against Jarrell Miller, Hrgovic. He absolutely splattered Anthony Joshua. We've seen that fight, and he's now full of confidence. He's on the crest of a wave, and he's a guy now getting into the ring really, really solidly, believing in himself. He's like a new fighter. He's now IBF world champion. He's not beaten the champ to get the title. It's like he's getting a bit of stick from the boxing purists saying that he's an email champ. I'm not saying that, because when he beat Hrgovic, he was like the interim IBF champ, and then the title became vacated, and then he got elevated to bona fide champion before the Anthony Joshua fight. So that was AJ's chance to become a three-time heavyweight. Was it yeah, it would have been a three-time heavyweight world champion. Or was it two-time? No, it was three-time. So that was his chance, but he got beat. AJ got absolutely flattened. And now here we are for the rematch. I think it's going to be a great fight. I just can't see anybody beating Usyk. Nothing against Daniel Dubois, but he's got a tougher job to do.
But not everyone agrees. Martin Bakole, a heavyweight contender who has sparred both men, has made bold claims of his own. According to Bakole, only he has the skill set to stop Usyk. He dismissed Dubois' chances, calling him one-dimensional and incapable of cutting off the ring, something both Joshua and Dubois failed to do in previous attempts. Bakole stated Usyk is simply too smart and too mobile, and unless Dubois has found a way to evolve dramatically, he won't be able to keep up.
Jack, but we'll talk about that, but I do want to get your thoughts on the Dubois-Usyk rematch. You've seen the face-off on the pitch, the push by Dubois. Dubois is on a good run of form of late. He's beat Joshua, he's beat Hrgovic, he's beat Jarrell Miller. So he's doing very, very well, and this is probably the best, a prime Daniel Dubois against an Usyk who is getting a little bit older, maybe. Oh, so what's going to happen? Let me talk to me. What's going to happen in the rematch?
The same, because Usyk, nobody, I think, except me for right now, because he beat everyone. I don't know, because I don't know that the one to Walters, I think, is done. But Usyk is boxing man, a boxing brain. The boxing movement, I don't think no one will stop him right now, except Martin Bakole. I know why I'm saying that, because I learned box from my brother who's Saxpo. Not only learn from that, but I know how to stop and cross the ring. But Daniel Dubois does. I was respecting the Usyk to get beat by Gypsy King, but I was surprised, shocked. He beat Gypsy King twice. And Joshua is good, it's a tough guy, but he doesn't know how to cross the ring. That's the reason why you see Usyk is schooling them. I think Daniel Dubois will never change. He'll just keep his style, but Usyk is more higher than him, and he's going to keep the same thing, same stuff, just try to avoid that box shot.
Nonetheless, Dubois and his promoter Frank Warren have identified a clear plan. Warren believes Usyk's vulnerability lies in his body. After studying the Ukrainian's past fights, Warren claims they've spotted a recurring weakness when he's hit to the midsection. He argues that Dubois, now technically sharper and more confident, is better equipped to exploit that opening. The infamous 5th round shot from their first fight, what Dubois now calls a punch from the gods, was just a preview, they believe, of what's to come.
Usyk, who I've got great admiration for. He's beaten every British fighter that he's been in with. But I believe that he has weaknesses, and it was nearly exploited in that first fight. I mean, that's the punch I always felt would give him problems. So Daniel knows what he's got to do in this next fight, and it's going to be a great fight. And as I said, it's historical because of the belts and so forth. And if he comes through that, how bad is that, 48 years I've been doing this now. I mean, for him to come through and do that, the heavyweight champion, and I've looked after a few British heavyweight world champions, but I think that would be something special. The first guy to hold the 4 belts, that's historical.
Warren even went as far as to say he understands Usyk's habits better than the fighter's own trainers, and he's adamant this time there will be no controversy. According to him, Dubois won't leave the result in the hands of the referee.
You mentioned earlier about the was it or wasn't it, the low blow in the first fight. Aside from targeting the body and landing that shot to the body, what else does Daniel have to do in the rematch?
He's got to work his jab. Got to be busy. He's got to push him back, keep him on the back foot. He doesn't fight too well going backwards. Usyk. You put him on his back foot and it negates about 70% of what he is.
Meanwhile, the broader boxing world is watching with bated breath, not only because of the stakes on July 19th, but because the winner will have a clear next step. WBO President Gustavo Olivieri recently confirmed that Joseph Parker will receive the first shot at the unified title. Parker was set to face Dubois for the IBF belt in February, but was forced to pivot when Dubois pulled out with illness. Instead, Parker dismantled Martin Bakole and claimed the WBO interim title, securing his place in line. Gustavo said, "We made a decision that serves the interests of boxing and the fighters themselves." After the unification fight, Joseph Parker will receive the first right to a title fight. With Parker patiently preparing under trainer Andy Lee and Fury potentially returning, the heavyweight division is poised for a seismic shakeup. But first, Wembley must crown its king. Dubois, speaking with raw intensity, made it clear how personal this fight is for him. He believes Usyk used theatrics to sway the result in Poland and insists there will be no repeat. He promised a war in the ring and predicted a violent knockout. He sees this as not just a title fight, but a reckoning. In his mind, Usyk won't be smiling when the final bell rings.
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be totally different from last time. Can't wait to put on the show and become undisputed and just do the business. This is London, this is my town, and Wembley is my stadium. I'm just ready to win.
Yet Usyk remains unshaken. Known for his philosophical responses and quiet confidence, he brushed off Dubois' jabs with cryptic remarks. In response to Dubois' reference to divine intervention, Usyk simply warned he shouldn't have said that. He then compared his vulnerabilities to a secret hidden inside an egg, inside a dog, inside a safe guarded by a dragon, a poetic way of saying they're unreachable. His mental game, like his footwork, remains elusive and impenetrable.
I watched an interview recently of Don Charles, and he was talking about it, and he described you as a cheater, and I know you're somebody with great integrity, and and that's not how you would describe yourself. Does it annoy you that that narrative is being spun as somebody who, you know, prides himself on being a gentleman and you've always conducted yourself very well? Does that label of him calling you a cheater annoy you?
Cheater me?
Yeah.
Okay, Don Charles say I'm cheater, okay, no problem. Listen, my coach every time study me boxing, punch clean. Because boxing it's sport of gentlemen, yeah. Maybe Don Charles study Anthony punch dirty, okay, no problem. It's deal only Don Charles. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm cheater, okay, but I'm not good cheater.
Despite the verbal battles, Usyk's focus is on legacy. Already an undisputed champion at cruiserweight and now the reigning king at heavyweight, reclaiming the IBF belt will give him another chapter in an already historic career. He's promised a more dominant, decisive performance this time, telling fans there will be no need for interpretation or debate.
You know, this work, everything okay? Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, first fight with Daniel Dubois, who win? Alexander. Yeah, enough. Blow, dirty and clean. For me, listen, bro, 3 years.
You say you have 2 more. Do you know who you want it to be after Daniel Dubois?
Maybe it's Tyson Fury, maybe it's Anthony Joshua.
Tyson Fury, your friend who you call Greedy Belly.
Yeah.
He says he's retired, then he's not, then he's retired. Now he may be coming back?
Yes, I think it's not retired. Типа завязал retired. Yeah, it's not retired. I think Tyson continue training, continue boxing because it's a great man. Yes, Tyson Fury a lot of speak, blah 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 blah, but it's great man. Wow.
Meanwhile, Dubois is staking everything on this night. It's not just a fight, it's a personal mission to rewrite history and claim the respect he's fought so hard to earn. Victory at Wembley would silence all doubters, deliver redemption, and carve his name into boxing immortality. And somewhere in the shadows, Tyson Fury watches. Whether it's Dubois or Usyk who emerges with all the belts, one thing is becoming increasingly certain. The Gypsy King isn't done yet. As fight night approaches, the stage is set not just for a clash of styles, but for a defining moment in heavyweight history. Power versus precision, youth versus experience, fire versus ice. No matter who wins, the boxing world will never be the same again. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.